Greetings, YouTube. In the last week, a number of restrictive laws have been passed in Oklahoma that affect a woman's ability to get an abortion. One of them requires a sign to be posted in the abortion clinic or the doctor's office stating that a woman may not be forced to have an abortion. Though I'm not really sure how many times that must happen, and I'm sure that this is just basically a political move to keep it in everyone's mind, and they never get to forget the fact that abortions are in fact performed in that facility. Another of these policies says that a doctor cannot be held accountable if they lie to a patient about the status of their fetus's condition, health condition, medical condition, so that a mother will not have an abortion. Basically telling a mother that your fetus is just fine, ma'am, even though their fetus is in fact not fine. And they may be carrying a fetus which is not viable or has a severe birth defect, life-threatening birth defect. And another is that a doctor must do an ultrasound of a woman's fetus and describe to her its developmental stage, and if required to get a better picture of this fetus, they will use a scope which will be inserted in the woman's vagina against her will. Neither the woman nor the doctor have any say in whether this has to be done. The state of Oklahoma has decided that this procedure will be performed on a woman against her will by a doctor, even if he does not want to perform the procedure as part of an abortion. Obviously, these laws are meant as a form of intimidation, plain and simple. Because Oklahoma is not able to outlaw abortions because they are a legal medical procedure throughout the United States of America, they are attempting to restrict the process so severely, making it so incredibly traumatizing that no woman will want one. Now, the worst of this aspects is especially the latter law, stating that a woman must have an ultrasound, even if that ultrasound must be done with a vaginal inserted camera, is that there is no exception for this. If a woman is pregnant because of a rape or because of child molestation or incest, she will still be forced to undergo this procedure and will still be forced to listen to the description of the doctor discussing the developmental stages of her fetus before the abortion is performed. So, in essence, the Hippocratic Oath has been made null and void in the state of Oklahoma. Because the Hippocratic Oath, at its most basic form, is the statement, do no harm. And that applies to the patient. And the patient in this case is a woman seeking a legal medical procedure. And it is her rights that need to be defended. It is her health that needs to be considered. Her physical health, her emotional health, her mental health. And these laws have been designed to cripple a woman emotionally and mentally so that she will not undergo the procedure and that then she will carry a fetus to term even if she does not want it. This is astounding. It's an aberration. It's an abomination. It's immoral and vile. And even though I've been reading books for 40 solid years, I don't know enough words to describe how horrible this law is. Now, the governor of Oklahoma, to his credit, vetoed this, but he was overturned. And he feels that these laws are going to be overturned in court as unconstitutional as they should be because they're violating a woman's constitutional rights to privacy and to the sanctity of her own body. Now, there have been a political movement in the last year, and it's one of the things that they've been upset about is they're afraid of government-mandated medical decisions. that the government would make medical decisions for American citizens, not the doctor. Well, folks, here it is. Oklahoma has done it. Not Obama, not the health care bill that was just recently signed into power. The state of Oklahoma has just passed a law stating that you will have a procedure done to you whether you want it or not. And the doctor must perform it as part of his ability to conduct a legal medical procedure, an abortion. So all the Tea Party members out there, I want you to march on Oklahoma. I want you to surround the Capitol in Oklahoma and drive your entire state Congress into the streets in shame. Because if you don't, then your political positions are empty. Because right here is a concrete example of what you said was going to happen to all of America, which of course it isn't. But in Oklahoma, it has. So do something about it. You want to take back your government? Start in Oklahoma. Don't pussyfoot around. Don't talk the talk. Show us what you can do. Make it happen. Free the women of Oklahoma from the oppression of the state's laws. Maybe do something useful for once.